everyone. Welcome to What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. It's me, your homegirl, LaDosha Wright. I'm the author of Curly Hair Adventures, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, and the founder of Textures Intercultural Exchange 2019 to benefit the education of cosmetology in the Banjul Gambia. This video is all about detangling very matted hair, okay? So what we're gonna do is talk about just how simple and easy it is to detangle natural hair that's very matted and how simple it is. In my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, I'm always promoting that it's all about using the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques. So let's just see how simple it is. Traditionally, when people think of detangling Afro hair, there's always this notion that it is one, difficult to manage, two, there are no products on the market, and three, some people are even told they have to cut their hair off. Now, when I go over to Gambia to present my curriculum to the country, I'm doing it from a cultural perspective. Too often, hair care is associated with race. It is my goal, my personal venture, my endeavor, my journey, my everything in life to partner with people like Ms. Fatou Gaye, the founder of the Gaye Njorro Skills Academy, to teach the world that hair care is more of a cultural practice. So the culture of hair care in the hair salon is the science of hair, which is the trichology. And trichology is all about that. So let's look at her hair and make this simple. So here we go. So here's her hair, which is very matted. Now typically when people see hair this matted and you can't get the comb through it, the first thing is that, oh, it's so matted you have to cut it off. That's one. Two, you got some hair shaming going on. It's like, oh my God, how could she have let her hair get that way? No one can comb it, it's gonna take forever. And my purpose for writing the curriculum is to demonstrate just how we take care of our hair. Traditionally, unfortunately, for those of us who have textured hair, we're getting our direction from hair care from slavery, who tells us that this hair is bad, this hair is difficult, and this hair needs to be cut off. So in my education, using the science, we can explain what's taking place here. The reason why the hair is matted is simply because her cuticles are raised. And when cuticles are raised on any texture of hair, regardless the race, all the hair will mat. So this is not a black thing. So don't say that, okay? That's uneducated. So the science is the cuticles are up, so the hair is matted. So scientifically, we can use a detangler like this one. This is by Decca Plus, and this is their Satin Tame. So there are a plethora of products that can do this, but the science behind this is that it's all about the pH. So the pH on this product is low enough that it can cause the cuticles to lie flat, and then the hair will become easier to detangle. So let's just see how simple this works, okay? So I'm gonna bring the camera in just a little bit closer so you guys can see how that's going to work. So the hair is matted. Now you don't want to make it too wet. So remember, the right products, the right tools, and the right technique. Who cares whose name is on it? As long as it's the right products, right tools, right techniques. Don't get caught up into labels and brands. Please do not do that, okay? So number one, the right product is a product like this one, Decca Plus Satin Tame, that's low in pH. Remember, any brand can do it as long as it has the science of a low pH. So we're going to simply mist this on the hair where it is tangled. So that's the right product. All right, the right tool is your fingers, okay? So your fingers are going to do what? Break the hair apart. Do not take a comb and start trying to do this. That's the very unhealthy way to detangle this situation. So the comb is not the right tool at this point. At this point, it's all about your fingers being the tool. So what we're going to do is to gently, we're just with a little force, we're not going to snatch her hair, it's just loosen up the tangles because the product is lowering the pH, which is laying her cuticles flat so that when I go to tug on it, you see what happens? The hair starts to become untangled. And so I'm going to ask her, is this really, really hurting, or how's this feeling? She says it's feeling fine. So I'm not snatching it. No, I'm just letting the magic of the product, or the science of the product, just simply loosen up. And the cuticles are lying flat, and so the hair is becoming unloose. So the matted hair is the result of the cuticles being raised. Now that second layer is the cortex. That's where the strength is. So we don't want to snatch out. So the only hair that's going to come out is the hair that just naturally shedded from the hair being matted. Remember, hair goes through 3 stages of development or growth. That's your adagen, catagen, and telogen. And they also added another one called exogen when it actually comes from the scalp and new hair starts to come in. So your next tool are clips. Okay, so you want clips to hold the hair out of the way. And I'm just going to go back through and make sure that I have the hair as loose as I can. And when it's not loose, go back to your product and just mist a little. And you're going to see the ease of the hair, the cuticle starting to lie flat. Hair care is about understanding. While they're understanding hair, the science of hair, there is a big push to deregulate hair care here in the United States of America, and we can see why they want to deregulate it. It is because people don't understand the science of hair. My trip in going over to Gambia is not to teach them how to style hair or even coiffure hair, but to actually teach them the science of hair. So this would be the science, understanding how the cuticle is laying flat and we are detangling the hair. And you can see the tangles starting to come out. So the right tool, start off with my fingers. The right products was a low pH conditioner. And now the second tool is I'm using a long tooth comb to actually detangle. The long tooth can get through this afro hair without pulling her hair out, and she can have a pleasant experience. The technique, her head is down to use resistance so that I can, detangle the hair effectively. And when you do this properly, you only see the hair that's naturally supposed to shed. That's a natural progression of all humans, regardless the race. This is why we do not like to use race or associate race with hair, because regardless the race, you would have to do this technique on any person's hair who was matted. So we're going to start all over again. Remember, the right product is a low pH conditioner that can seal the cuticles so that the hair can untangle. The cuticle is responsible for how the hair looks and feel and the manageability. When the cuticle is raised, all textures become tangled. This is not a black thing. This is not an afro thing. This is not nappy. This is not kinky. This is human fibers. Hair is alive. Anyone who says hair is dead obviously has never done a dead person, because I can tell you there is a distinct difference between styling the hair of head on a person who is deceased compared to a person who is alive. And this, what you are watching and observing, is the answer. This is a great technique for children whose hair is matted. Maybe they went to camp or they went away. Perhaps they got sick too, and you just couldn't get to their hair. It couldn't be combed. For parents who are intimidated by their child's textures. For fathers who are intimidated by their children's texture. This is not limited to girls. This is boys as well. So hair care is not a race thing, it's not a sex thing, it's not a money thing, it's a hair thing. And so trichology, the science of hair that you are observing in this video, which is to benefit the education of cosmetology in Banjul Gambia, is showing you how this works. So now we have the hair pulled apart. Now the next is our tool, which is the comb. So now we're going to go through with the comb, and you can see that this is really combing through. Now I am using force, you see that? But remember, she has resistance. Her head is down. Can you bring your head back for me? Keep coming back. If she pulls her head back, this is going to hurt, okay? So we don't want that to happen. There's a muscle underneath that's holding this hair onto her head called the erector pili muscle. When that muscle isn't massaged or manipulated properly, the hair becomes what we call tender. So tender-headed is not a sissy phenomenon. It's an actual physical phenomenon that's taking place below the scalp that you can't see. So don't make people feel bad for being tender-headed, because that is very real. Tender-headedness is not limited to children or people with textured hair. Tender-headedness is a result of improper technique and the muscle not being manipulated by massaging, washing, or combing. So the more you comb your hair, the more you exercise the erector pili muscle, and the scalp will become less tender. The more you shampoo your hair, you will exercise the erector pili muscle, and the scalp will become less tender. So here we are again. I believe I'm only about 11 minutes into my video, and you can see that we are detangling her hair with no problem. She's not hunching, she's not flinching, she's not saying, can we pause for a minute? And again, this shedded hair is a natural phenomenon that takes place when hair is tangled. You will remove some fibers. Now what you don't want to see is big clumps of hair. So this is about, about less than a teaspoon size amount that's, appropriate for this amount of hair. So we're going to go on to the next section. And again, remember, the right products, the right tools, and the right technique. In this instance, a low pH conditioner, and I'm using Decca Plus. Yes, I will put their link inside this video at the bottom. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Share this video. I am raising money to go to Africa. I also have a GoFundMe page, and there's a link to that. You can click on that video as well to help fund my trip to Gambia. Gambia is a developing country, so this is a humanitarian and developmental aid. My cosmetology curriculum is to help support their cosmetology industry and their education as well. So your donation will help me bring this education locally and of course abroad to Banjul Gambia, and the students at the Gaye Njorro Skills Academy appreciates your kind donations. There is no amount that is too small or too large. My goal is to raise $6,000 that will pay for my accommodations, my flight, and monies to donate to the school. So now we have the right products, okay? We use just a little. You don't need a lot because the cuticles are going to lie flat immediately when you spray the product because of the molecular weight. You see the mist coming out? The molecules are very tiny, and what's in it is actual keratin. They have cetyl alcohol, which is a derivative of coconut. They also have keratin, hydrolyzed protein. That's protein that they process and put through a machine. So when we go to comb it, the hair doesn't actually snap. Then they also have castor oil, which aids in softening. They have a silkening agent so that I can comb it through. They have collagen, which helps keep her hair looking nice and young. They have mink oil for the hair to shine, jojoba for the strength, vitamin A, D, and E to replenish the hair when we're combing through it. Wheat germ. Wheat germ is phenomenal because it helps keep the hair strength. I don't know if you've ever seen a piece of wheat growing out in the sun and how strong and resilient that is. So there you have it. That's what's in that product, and they do have a synthetic preservative that does not cause cancer. And then again, we're going back to the right tools with my fingers. Remember, I broke it up. Now the next tool is going to be my comb, and I'll put that comb in the link as well. My technique is resistance. Make sure your children, if you are a hairstylist watching this video, make sure that your client has their head tilted down. I would explain this to the client before you get started. Consultations are key. And you can see, look at how easy this is coming through. I know you're like, that is unbelievable. It is believable. So a consultation is key. So explain this to your clients before you begin to do this service so that they can understand what's taking place and why you need their cooperation. The next tool that I need is a clip. So we want to hold this hair out the way. Afro hair is climatic. As a matter of fact, all hair climatizes. And climatize means it responds to the moisture in the room. So it's in Cleveland, it's sunny. This is the month of July. It's about 87 degrees outside. I have my AC on in the salon, but it's still about 81 degrees in here. The AC hasn't taken all the temperature down. So if I let this clip off, guess what's gonna happen? Poof, you see that? There it is. Now, if I just let it sit, by the end of this video, that hair will have lifted, the cuticles would have raised, and guess what? We're back at one. That's what they don't tell you at the hair salon. That's why my book, and I'm gonna put the link to that as well, is a vital companion to our parents, to our cosmetologists, to our barbers, to our licensed instructors, because the book will take you through that. The Milady's Book of Cosmetology doesn't quite capture it. So I'm just collecting the hair from both sections so you guys can see we're not taking out her hair. Now we're gonna go to the top. Now the top of her hair has less tangles, and most teenagers and children can comb the front. It's the back that can become challenging. When you educate your clients and your children on their hair and the phenomenon that takes place, then hair care becomes a lot more easier and less frustrating. When she sat down, she said, "LaDosha, I misplaced my comb. I wasn't able to comb it. It's not too bad, but I found it." So she and I, we have a working relationship. We don't want to hair shame. I would like to send a super duper shout out to all the politicians and the people who work diligently to pass to write and submit the Crown Act to our leaders of the country to stop, the discrimination and hair shaming for people like this. We don't want to do that. That comes from lack of education and information. When you support my effort to go over to Gambia to submit my curriculum to them, we can change the world. You can help me. You can be a part of history. This doesn't often happen for people of African ancestry or the African diaspora, particularly here in America, to go over to Africa to exchange. That's why I called it the Intercultural Exchange 2019, to represent the year that Fatu, the founder of the Gaye Njorro Skills Academy, and I have united together to display the beautiful exchange of education and cultural practice of styling all hair. We don't care anything about the race. That's a social construct. I can't get into it because that's not my area of expertise. I am a licensed cosmetologist. So now we're going to go into, well, how do you wash this hair? So we're gonna pause this video and you're gonna come back and we're gonna tell you, now that we have all the hair detangled, so you want to see, and this hair does not need to be soaking wet because it'll start to, draw up and revert. So that's why I said use a little, and I'm going to show you the comb. Remember, you need your clips, okay? And I'm going to go over and comb that section as well so you guys can see. So here's the front section, and I'm just going to over exaggerate here so you can see she had that part taken care of. So now we're going to come back for part 2, and we went through how to detangle hair, and hair that was very matted without taking out her hair, without causing her any pain or discomfort. We explained to you that hair care hair care and hairstyling is about 3 things, okay? And those 3 things are the right products, the right tools, and the right technique. And in this video, we highlighted the right tools, the right products, is a nice leave-in conditioner with a low pH to seal the cuticles so that the hair does not tangle. Remember, this is not a nappy, kinky thing. This is why we don't use those words. Those words are not African. I have done enough research. When you buy my book, you will find out Africans don't have that word. That's no history, before Christ, after, no, okay? So the right products, the right tools was my fingers, yes. And then the second tool was a long tooth comb. I like the little ergonomics in it because the head is round. You don't want a straight comb because it'll help the detangling process be a lot more easier on a head that's round, okay? And then the right technique was to break the matted hair apart. And we were able to do that effectively because we had a low pH product. Remember, you can use any product you want. How do you test the product? You're gonna have to do litmus paper, okay? Keep litmus paper. If you're a licensed cosmetologist, keep litmus paper at your station because you can test all of your products. When people come in to sell you products, it's all about the pH. Remember, don't get caught up in the name because they're just gonna take your money. And when you get ready to work on your client's hair, guess what? You cannot handle the task. You're very frustrated. You're like, I should have charged her more money. I should have booked more time. This is why I don't like natural hair. They don't show this type of stuff on YouTube. Make your own YouTube videos per your client's fabric. Do not hijack someone else's technique or language and try to cookie cut it into what's happening in your chair. That's the biggest mistake, and that's what's happening across the multitude of platforms on social media. And it is my personal goal to have you unite with me and say, that woman is making a lot of sense. I'm going to support her. I'm going to donate to her cause. I'm going to go to her GoFundMe page, Textures Intercultural Exchange 2019. I'm going to donate what little money or a lot of money that I can because she is about that life, okay? So now, the right tools was my fingers, my comb. The technique was resistance. She needed to hold her head over so that I could pull the tangles and detangle the hair properly, exercise the erector pili muscle so that her scalp won't be so tender when she comes back. Initially, it is going to hurt. That's why you must have the consultation before. Do not start doing it and get upset and like if she wouldn't hold her damn head still and she had the nerve to get upset talking about I was pulling her hair out because you were. You were pulling her hair out. You were hurting her. Why? Because you did not have the right products. You didn't have the right tools. You did not have the right technique. And when you have this education, you can approach your client with pride. You can approach them with a resolve. You can approach them with confidence that you have a solution for her and her child, for him and his son. It doesn't matter who the person is. You can do that. This video is brought to you by me, LaDosha Wright, the author of Curly Hair Adventures and What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, and the founder of Textures Intercultural Exchange 2019 to benefit the education of cosmetology and the Banjul Gambia in partnership with Mrs. Fatou Sane Gaye, the founder of the prestigious Gaye Njorro Skills Academy. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace, love, and hair. And if you don't have any hair, just wear a little bald head, okay? All right, I'll be back.